welcome into this Big Ten today. We are presented by Gatorade. I'm Dave Revson. Great to have you with us on this Monday. The games may be over for the year, but now we can start thinking about next season, and coaching changes, always a huge part of that, and a big one in College Park leads us off today. It is our big story. After Maryland made the Sweet 16 last year, Kevin Willard left for Villanova. Enter Buzz Williams, fresh off a 6-year run at Texas A&M that included 3 straight NCAA tourneys. Now heading to College Park, looking to rebuild and build on the success from last year. First time the Terps have been to the second weekend in nearly a decade. It is Williams' 5th head coaching job, his 4th in a power conference. Had his greatest success at Marquette, where he made 3 straight Sweet 16s and an Elite 8. Also been at New Orleans and Virginia Tech, in addition to his time at College Station. 11 of his 18 seasons have ended with an NCAA berth. 6 have included 25 or more wins. Williams sitting down with Rick Pizzo.
Well, Buzz, welcome to the Big Ten. I know there's no chance that you're settled so far, but what's the last couple of weeks been like for you?
It's been pretty much the same the last 50 days. Wake up as early as I can, walk to work, and then when I get tired, walk back to the hotel. Try to sign players, try to hire coaches, try to schedule games. It's pretty much been the same every day.
Buzz, why was this the right move for you, even after what you had built at A&M?
I think we had lost to Michigan 5 days before. And that's when it all kind of began to unfold. And in every search, every situation is different, but I was very impressed by the vision of Dr. Pines. Colleen was tremendous. There was great symmetry from the beginning, and it didn't take long, to be honest. Have followed great coaches in every sport my whole career, Coach Williams being one of them, Coach Drizel being one of them. And then I've known Coach Willard since he was at Seton Hall years ago, and I was at Marquette. And so my time at Virginia Tech maybe helped me have a better view of the job of Maryland and understanding the area, the state, the population of good players, good coaches. It wasn't very long. I think it was 9 days after we lost to Michigan that my family and I were on the plane to College Park. And so normally things are not that quick, not that smooth. And it was just, my wife and I obviously were involved, but it was just Dr. Pons and Colleen. And so we were able to probably gain traction maybe faster than what some of these typical situations are.
You're a guy who's obviously not scared off by a new challenge. What do you like about those kind of challenges? Well,
it's different than any other time that I've taken a job. And so I've learned a lot, to be honest, over the last 50 days of, when we took the job at Texas A&M, when we took the job at Virginia Tech, there was some similarities. And that doesn't mean that all of that doesn't translate now, but in the new model, when you take a job, honestly, April the 2nd is almost late in some ways. And so you realize with when the portal begins, when there's a job search, when you get the job, it's different. And so I've learned a lot. The continuity of our staff over the last decade plus has been very helpful. That as soon as they could get hired by Maryland, they were able to be there and help. And so that's been great. Don't know a lot about the league, know a lot of the coaches, but hopefully we'll be able to spend some time this summer maybe better understanding the league. We played 5 teams, maybe 6 teams from the Big Ten last year at Texas A&M. Obviously Michigan in the tournament. We played Oregon and Rutgers in the Players Era tournament in Vegas. We played Purdue and Indianapolis. I'm looking forward to, and we've even kind of begun to disperse amongst our staff, teams that we're going to study just so that we can have a foundation of what the league is.
I know style changes based on what your roster makeup is each year. You got to coach to the players that you have. When you start to envision what you hope your team will look like on the floor this coming season, what does it look like?
I think as we were going through it, even though the pace is significantly quicker than ever before, we tried to make sure that as we were putting together team number one, so to say, in year number one, that there was versatility and that all of the things that you want to have capabilities of doing, we tried to disperse that relative to talent, but also position and also their age. We didn't want everybody to be first to college, but we didn't want everybody to be in their last year either. And so you can't dictate a lot of that, but sometimes when there are 50-50 decisions, I think we tried to side the way of sustainability. We'll have to use, honestly, the month of June to kind of diagnose what's best in regards to how we play. I think there'll be some remnants of what we've done over the last few years, but it's too early. I think that's the job of a good coach, is to put them in positions to be successful. And until I spend some time with them as people, not on an official visit, and spend some time with them on the court, will we know exactly what's best.
Obviously, there are a couple of guys you know that come with you from A&M, including a name that's very familiar to Big Ten guys in Pharrell Payne, who started at Minnesota. What did he give you at A&M? What will you need him to give you in College Park?
He was tremendous. He never backed away from anything, not in how we work, not the pace, not the intensity, not our language, not the different ways that we coach both sides of the ball. He's a beautiful human being, outstanding person, and we'll need him to be really good for us on both sides of the ball. Solomon Washington has been with us for 3 years. He's going into his last year. We know what Pharrell and we know what Solo bring. We redshirted 2 players last year as freshmen who are joining us at Maryland. They had great growth years on the floor, but also in the weight room. I'm excited about their future. And then, like nearly every coach that's here, we still have recruiting to do for this season. So you never know how that's going to play out when you get close to the end of May and summer school starting, but hopefully we can continue to find maybe another person or 2 that fits what we need.
Well, like Pharrell, you have Miles Rice, Isaiah Watts, Elijah Sanders, all double-digit scorers a year ago. So how comfortable are you with what looks like it could be the scoring ability of this team? You've got a lot of guys who seem like they know how to get the ball in the hole.
I hope you're right. Maybe I can bring you in and you can talk to our team. We've had some scoring droughts.
I'm a better motivator than I am a strategist.
That sounds really good. I hope what you said is accurate. I think each decision you try to make independent to make sure that they're the right fit as it relates to their character, their IQ on and off the floor, that they represent what we want to be about. So I do think that there are components of who they are. I hope they can score it the way you mentioned, though.